not a vocal coach reacts. I am not a vocal coach, but I am reacting. And I do all my reactions while I don't coach vocals. I can do all those at the same time. I stack them. It's, I'm sorry if it feels very braggadocio, but I can be not a vocal coach while I also react to music. I can do both of those at the same time. It seems weird. It's not sleight of hand. It is not editing wizardry. I just can listen to music and not be a vocal coach at the same time. I've been practicing a long time. I spent really my whole life not being a vocal coach. I can't say I'm the most prepared, but I don't know who's more prepared than me to not be a vocal coach. Hold on. You hear that? That's me not vocal coaching. Probably the best at not vocal coaching. Let's go. Snarky Puppy, what about me? We like it here. I like it here too. How can you sing that better? I don't know. I'm not a vocal coach. Also not a drum coach, but fucking A, that drummer's amazing. Oh, I do know this fucking song. Congrats to y'all. This song's fucking dope as fuck. I didn't know it was gonna be good. I don't know the name of the Snarky Puppy songs. This song is awesome. Oh, I think this is this recording where everyone in the audience is also wearing headphones. So it's crazy. Like the whole band is wearing headphones and the audience is wearing headphones. Go ahead, go ahead. Oh, let the guitar come in first? That's dangerous. Everyone is awesome here. Everyone is awesome, but I think as far as total colossal big dickness, I think, guitar, we struggle sometimes to have the complexity of the drums and the keys. So it's kind of interesting that the guitar is coming in first. That's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. Dude, I know he's amazing. They're all amazing. There's not a person fucking here that's not amazing, but still, you kind of like, I don't know how he feels, but I kind of like having someone else murder and then coming in behind. I like that. Like, it's more comforting. Someone already set the tone. They already killed it. But now I'm like, I'm the first soloist? Oh, I'm the first dude to take a solo? Oh my God. Oh, fuck. Don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. And I'm not thinking that like when I'm playing. I'm thinking that like the day before the fucking show happens. Don't fuck this up. Just don't fuck it up. Driving there, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. You're unloading your gear, don't fuck it up. Just don't fuck this up. So yeah, he's going with noise. He's going with like going noise. It's not all noise. He is playing within a scale. He is moving in between stuff. But he's, instead of going for technical virtuosity, he's like building a soundscape. Now, the idea here is, I'm assuming they've rehearsed this a zillion times, but you never know. Sometimes people like play their solos one time and they never really played it with the band before that. But I'm assuming that this noise is making room for a shift. That either they're going to go right back into another section of the song, or they're going to go to another soloist. And the other soloist is going to have a very different style of soloing. So really, it's not, to me, and I could be wrong, because I haven't fucking seen it, but I think the solo is not the solo. I think the solo is, it is a solo because he is playing against the fucking hard ass to play with drums right now. But it's giving context for a contrast. He's setting up this very, whatever the fuck this means, not atonal. There's a word for it. Whatever. But this really clashy set of tensions that hopefully the next person is going to be the opposite of. I'm guessing. Let's find out. Okay, by the way, the band has now just changed, and the band is now more in the pocket than when they were at the beginning of a solo. Okay, if you watch him play right now, someone just said, like, maybe he had no choice. No, listen to him right now. Let's back up. He 100% had a choice because he's playing the fuck out of the guitar. When you hear him play that, you know that what he did in the beginning was 100% intentional. He doesn't have a lack of ability. He made a choice. Oh, fuck the audience. Fuck the audience. We're talking about the musicians. Come on in. Come on, keys. Okay, so what's going on now? If you've never experienced this, I don't know how like with the musical terminology. And we'll back up so you can hear it. So the keyboard's playing the same line. But you're playing together. It's him and the drummer, and they're playing together. Now, what the drummer's doing, which I guess is Larnell right here, is Larnell is gradually changing his drum part. And so if you're playing the keys, or the guitar, but in this case the keys, when you're playing, you are listening to this link up, where you're linking with the drummer. But there's only the two of you. And so he's trusting you to stay on point. The drummer's trusting you to stay on point. But now he's gradually moving the drums, which if you listen to him and to yourself, you will feel like you're out of time, which will fuck with how you play, which will make the whole thing go wrong. So you started off together. He knows we're together. We all know we're together, but he's going to gradually shift his drums. He's going to shift where his downbeats are happening. He's going to shift his fills, and he's going to go more and more off the fucking reservation. And you, as the keyboard player or the guitarist or whatever, but in this case, the keyboard player, you cannot shift your time. Your time must stay exactly the same because he's coming back around to where we came from. So let's back up a little bit. Listen to the drums. They're going to gradually change where everything is happening. fucking wild. They're fucking murderers. They are fucking absolute murderers of music. The most, as far as reacting to the band, I mean, that's awesome. We already did that. But as far as what I was talking about earlier, this is not a really good comparison, but it's the best I can think of if you're not someone who does weird shit with music. Is imagine you had 3 or 4 people, right? And you're like, hey, I want you to count to 3. This is very atypical for music. This is not how music works in general at all. When you play in a band or you play in an orchestra, this is not how shit works. We are all kind of on the same thing the whole time. It doesn't matter if there's 100 of us. We're kind of always on the same thing. We know where we fall, and we just launch in where we're supposed to be, but we're all counting together. So imagine if, in this case there's a lot of dudes here, but let's imagine you had 4 or 5 people. So you take person number 1, you go, I want you to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you take person 2, and you do the same time, but you go, I want you to count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you take the next person, and you go, I want you to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. And next person, I want you to count on 7. Next person, I want you to count on 8. And they're all counting different sets of notes. But in the composition, you're going, hey guys, guess what? In 15 measures, all of us will be on 1 at the same time. So if you just don't fuck up for right now, in 15 measures, we will all land on 1 at the same time, even though we're all counting completely different shit. And the only way it works is 2 ways. It works, 1, because you know theoretically that it will work. That's number 1. It could work. But number 2 is every single person until you get to measure 15 is in their own fucking wasteland of music where they're like listening to everything around them not fit. It's constantly not fitting. We all start off fitting on beat 1, and then for the next 15 measures, we're all like in this fucking desert where nothing's lining up, and you just have to have the faith that if my time is straight, in 6 more measures, I'm going to find all these people and we're going to all be back together. The only other group I can think of that sounds like super dope that does that is Tool, which is really just guitar, bass, and drums. They have many songs that are mathematical where they diverge and kind of everyone's doing their own thing, but they're not doing their own thing. They're doing their own thing that's formulaic. They know what they're doing, and they know what the goal is. The goal is we're all going to be out here and we're going to come back. But you can't rush coming back, and you can't rush going out. It must take a certain amount of time to go out here, and it must take a certain amount of time to come back. And if we all take the same amount of time to go out here, and the same amount of time to come back, then we'll all come back at the right spot. And you have no way of knowing if it's actually going to happen. It's faith. It's like religion, but in music. You just start and you play with the faith that when I get here, everyone else will also be here. And it's, to me, it's the scariest form of music ever to play because you don't know where you are. I mean, you know where you are as far as you know how. It's like walking away from your house. Like, okay, I've been walking, if you're in complete darkness, I've been walking away from my house for 5 minutes. Okay, well, you know how far you are. You're 5 minutes walking from your house in complete darkness, but you can't see. Right, so did you walk faster than normal or slower than normal? Did you take any different turns? But you know how long it's been since you were at your house and you walked X amount of distance. So if you had friends that were also walking from different distances from their houses, all in complete darkness, we can't see each other, well then theoretically, yeah, 15 minutes from now, we should all end up at this one spot. But you can't rely on anything you see or anything you hear because it's just like footsteps. It's this amount of footsteps to get to here and this amount of footsteps to get to that place. And when it works, it's the coolest fucking thing ever because you're like, I didn't know if we'd all be here and now we are all here and this is fucking kind of mind-blowing. Usually, it ends in torture. Because usually like you end up at the destination and your buddy's 5 blocks away, and your other buddy's 3 blocks away, and you're like, well, I guess it didn't work. These guys all made it work. And that is a reaction to Snarky Puppy. What about me? What about you? But what about me? I'm out.